Now this is just a little ride round and I'll explain to you what we'll be doing. Now going to be joining a 40, so now I'm out just like gradually picking up the speed of course. Looking way into the distance, you'll see it's going to be dropping speed limits, so obviously normally just highlight the signs. What will be checking my mirrors, looking up the road as far as I can, keeping a nice gap from the geezer in front as well, because you never know what he might be doing. And you essentially always look around wherever you think the hazard is going to come from, so it could be on the right, it could be on the left. Row of shops further up. Is the pelican crossing going to change? No one there, no one to push the button. Now I'm going to slow the video down. I'm going to go through slowly. Obviously it's the man by the shop. Is he going to move? No, he's not. Right, okay, but it's got to be slow enough to be able to react to what he does. I start to speed up, but once again keeping the separation gap from the vehicle in front. This is being used on a Honda CB500 Hornet. It's one of the new bikes we just got from Bellevue. Yeah, very nice to ride, by the way. It's one of the A2 bikes. And it's just really a ride of how I'd be riding it. I'm actually in about gear 5 at the moment out of the 6 gears. For left bends, you know, you're all learning, it's a counter steer bend obviously. Your peripheral vision follows the shape of the left curb and you actually feel yourself putting pressure on the left handlebar by keeping a level speed. For right hand bends, now believe it or not, you actually look at the centre line of the road this time, you don't look at the curb. And you'll find that the right hand handlebar has gentle pressure as you go around. I'm always mindful of potential junctions where people may or may not be pulling out, but all the time we're looking for round order signs as well. We will be making a left hand turn a little bit further up the road. Now the bit I want to point out to you is we're going to have a change of speed limit, so normally I'll just make sure that no one's going to overtake me. We're about to go to 30 or to a 40. Now I can gently power up. Now we're going to be taking the left hand turn down in the distance. Now when I got down there was actually a van waiting to pull out. And what I've done is I actually gave him a left arm signal as well, by the way, just to confirm I was actually going to turn to help him. But the most important thing I want you to know is we know we're in a 40. As you turn, look for round order signs, all right? So that was trying to help him. He did actually go and he did look very happy. But no change in speed limit. Bus stop on the left, bus route. So 40-mile-an-hour zone at the moment. We're actually on this road for about 2 miles, although it's slightly edited. Lots of width restrictions on the road as we go down. Once again, keeping the separation gap from the vehicle in front. It's going to drop down to 30 in the distance, which one's going to slow down the video, but with the width restriction, it's early vision best decision. Now, obviously, I am decelerating for the speed limit, but keeping the view open. There has to be a point of no return, no one overtaking. That was the shoulder check, and now I can get back up to speed again, but remaining in a 30. The next width restriction priority is also for the oncoming cars, but it's on a very slight right bend. So in a second, what I'm going to do is ease myself over to the left curb to get a better view up the road. I have to be mindful of the parked car, that's why I'm paying special attention, but I can clearly see no one's inside it. Now this is another interesting bit. I'm hanging back from the black 4x4. Now I don't want to just follow him through, I want to wait till he clears it so I can get a view of what's coming, because I'm invisible. Now you can see the oncoming car. So now I'm just going into slow ride mode. He should get through without me having to stop, so I'm going to keep myself going, make sure no Uber scooters overtake me, and off I go. And once again, back up to 30 nice and pronto, keep any traffic flow moving. The road itself consists of there's lots of houses, shops, parked cars. With the Tesla, probably run out of battery. Going to give him a wide berth anyway, because you never know where the driver is. He's probably having a bit of a tantrum, all that to come. Width restriction, well, priorities our way. But the further up, priorities for the oncoming cars. So once again, it was early vision best decision to get the view, and that allowed you to carry your speed. Further up the road, obviously, this time I've got a junction on the left, so I'm keeping more central. And for you drivers now, this is more read the road. So in a second, we've seen a cyclist. On the right, we have a bus stop. You'll also see there's no pavement. On the left, another bus stop. We have another sign on the left for horses, which means there's horses. Got to watch out for pedestrians, and we've got to watch out for buses. Now we have a change of speed limit, and the road is now going to go uphill. So what is slow uphill? Cyclists, all right, cyclists. So now we're looking out for buses, cyclists, horses, pedestrians. So it's an appropriate speed, but because you know what you're looking out for, you're allowed to carry your speed. I'm doing about 35 at the moment. It's quite adequate. It's quite appropriate. I try to slow down the video for any warning signs that I do see, like this one on the left, a bit of an S-bend. And all I'd really say, and prior experience does say, I do not know if there's a broken down car round the corner, so it's slow enough you can react, and I've had it once, that you can react to what you see. Now, with the next right-hand one, it's a bit sharper. Now, it's a bus route, so as long as you expect the bus, nothing comes as a problem at all. Now, we're getting close to Billericay territory, so they'll all become jokers. Now, I'm going to slow the video down. You can see there's a change of speed limit on the left-hand side because some of them turn the sign on the other side, round the other way. Wonderful. Right, so okay, so 30-mile-an-hour zone. Now, another interesting point, this is a Sunday. We have the school warning signs, reduce your speed, advisory. Well, there's no pedestrians, there's no parked cars, there's no kiddies, so technically you don't have to slow down, but it's there to advise people that aren't particularly like, how can I say, lacking intelligence, to like slow down when there's children around, because some of them really don't, do they? Anyway, we're going to be turning left just before the end of the road. Now, let's look for round order signs as we turn. There's none. It's actually interesting because it's a two-way road, but it's become a one-way road because of the pub on the left. Hopefully no one's pissed. Anyway, when we come out, the road we're turning into is quite narrow, so we've got to stay quite tidy with the curb line for this one. We can then take up the power a little bit, but subject to the parked car. There was still no change of speed limit, was there? Now, you might think, oh my God, well, did I miss any speed limits? Well, you can always use your common sense and think, well, there are street lights and there are houses. Chances are it's going to be a 30, isn't it? There's no other repeater signs anywhere. Riding up the road, it is a matter of just reading the road as you go, just like we did the other lane, of course. Once again, in a little while, I'll slow down the video to see there's a little warning sign on the left-hand side. Kind of like triangle warning sign, like watch out for people that may pull out just round the bend, which then means it's your responsibility to look for them and help them as well. Now, coming up, we now have our round order signs. That'll be our new speed limit zone until you physically see something else. So we're in a 40 country road. This is like a low risk at the moment. There's no parked cars. Warning signs, of course, for the bends. Well, the highway code says keep left on right-hand bends. Now, in my day, it used to be in case there was a bus coming, but unfortunately, it's more in case there's DPD coming these days. So, right, okay, so I'm out of harm's way anyway. The particular bike I was using, the 500, I've now just gone down one gear on the approach, and I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on the left handlebar, but looking at the curb line, I'm staying in the gear 5, now taking it back up to 40. And once I do reach the 40, then I'll pop it back up to gear 6. Now, in a little while, it's going to go to nationals. Now, we do not have to demonstrate it's a 60, but we have to demonstrate it's not a 40, so it's an appropriate speed, of course. You can only go as fast as the view ahead allows you. Now, what's interesting with this one is what we call the 15-second rule, which is the vanishing point. So the speed is appropriate to the distance we can see. But in a second, once we're around this bend, this is really good because the vanishing point runs away up the road. And that's why they call chase the view. So now we can accelerate. Obviously, we have to be mindful, junctions left and right as we go. And obviously, my speed is restricted because of the vehicles in front. Now, same as driving your car, as the view does diminish, obviously speed is appropriate to drop your speed, hence the slowing the road, by the way, just to like help you to like pay some sort of attention. I'm still doing the thinking for the cars in front. Now, I've got another interesting junction coming up. It's like a stagger junction. Now, it's not so much the red car on the left, it is what's coming towards you that's going to turn across the front without being able to see you. So that's what you're looking out for. It's all looking good. I'm keeping an eye on the car in front. He should turn long before we get there, so that means the car in front will keep moving. We have a drop in speed limits. Love the way it's tucked away in the trees, so just make it life a bit harder, but at least they gave it a yellow border anyway. And once again, we'll be on this road just for a little while. We do actually take the next turn in on the right, which is a major to minor, which does require the shoulder check, and it's at OSM PSL. It's observation, signal, manoeuvre, and position of the road. Well, we're turning right, we stay to the right, don't we? The speed, and we need the look, of course, all right? Now, I've selected gear 2 on this particular bike. I've got the clutch halfway, steering away from the curb. Now, at the end of the road, the T-junction, we're going to turn right, then the immediate left. Now, once again, you can see the bus stop on the left is a bus route. Oh, my God, big back buses and big little roads. Now, what I tend to do with junctions as I approach, now, I really can't see what's coming, can you? As you approach, you can see the junction coming up. Can't see. Hang back. So I'm literally clutching in right back to the bar, hard on the brakes, have a little nose round. Yeah, that looks good. Out I go. Now, next turn on the left, flick it over the left signal, slow enough in case there's a parked car. I've got the clutch halfway at the moment until I'm straight. Then I can start picking up the speed. Pedestrians on the left, no disrespect to them, but they might be a bit mutton. Jeff, I might step out, so I'll just give them a little bit of a distance, but I've got to be mindful what comes towards me as well. End of the road, a T-junction, turning left. Now, minor road to major road is consider a shoulder check. Would I want a shoulder check at the moment? Certainly not because of the parked cars or what might turn into the road. Now, once again, hard on the brakes, clutch in, look right, clear. Let's spend all the time looking left. That looks cool, doesn't it? Excellent, out we go. So, split the difference, appropriate speed you could deal with what you see. This will fall under the meeting traffic section. Now move to a medium risk area because of the parked cars. It could be children stepping out, anything like that. But at the moment, no pedestrians. Junction on the right, I'm mindful of. I'm giving a wide berth in the cars. It's what they call surround yourself with space. And as as much space as you can. Just every car's a landmine, whether it's moving or it's not. With the bend, once again, in my ear, it was a bus, but now this day, DPD. So position you keep out of harm's way, quite simply as that. We're going to go down to the end of the road, a T-junction, turning left. Now, I've got to admit, it was a bit like riding on the moon once I got down there. It's a very limited view. So once again, I want to point out the importance. I'm actually not going to shoulder check for this one. I've got too much going on in front of me anyway. I'm going to put on the signal, and now I am planning a stop, or hanging back to make it obvious. The girl decided to run round the backwards, otherwise I'd have stopped. Here comes the moon. I'm going to have to stop anyway, so I was like, and my legs go everywhere. I did look a bit of a wally, probably like come from south of the river or something. Right, anyway, off we go again. Roundabout, we're turning left as an exit 1. Now, I've got to be, someone did pinch the road sign, but as far as we're concerned, it's a 30. Right, but it's not really, it's actually about to change to 40. So anyway, as we turn, I'm quite happy with that. I've hung back, I'm going, following the curb line. There's actually written in the road as well, at the round sign 30. And I'll just edit this little bit of road. We do take a right-hand turn a bit further up, which is another interesting point with major to minors with filter lanes. So first thing first, on the approach, we have the Pelican crossing. Now, I'm not being funny, that's not going to change unless there's someone there to push the button, is it? But now we're interested in the filter lane, and I've slowed this down deliberately. I've adjusted my speed. I don't want to arrive as they arrive, but you can see the arrow, the right arrow. Should you ever have to stop, you stop 1 metre before the arrow. Shape of the arrow gives you the turn, and that way you don't run wide. Now, this is an absolutely fabulous bit of road. I love this one. We've got a left-hand bend coming up. I mean, I don't know what's around the corner. Could be mum in a pushchair. Could be some West Ham supporters. I really don't know. So anyway, just following the curb line. It then sweeps around. Lack of parked cars today. I was a little bit disappointed. You know, taking a good view up the road as I go. I'll make sure there's no police motorbikes behind me as well. It's a bus stop. There's a bus through. Looking up the road. Keep well away from me. You never know, they don't always pull out deliberately. They do make mistakes. This lady slowed down for me, thank you. Look at that, it was a very posh glove there, wasn't it? Right, early vision, best decision, but mindful of the junction on the right. So early vision, best decision. Big clock a car, you got time to move back in, haven't you? Right, so here we go. I'm also riding like a 2.5 position to keep away from the junctions on the left. Got the warning sign school, well, it's a Sunday. But got zigzags and other exciting things, and I mean, I don't know what they're triangle to say there's a zebra crossing coming up, but hey-ho, here it comes. No one there anyway, and it's all looking pretty good. Once again, looking up the road, seems to be lots of mums with their pushchairs about today. Nice long view up the road. It's a bit of a right bend in the distance. I'm doing about 28, 29 at the moment. I'm mindful of junctions on the left. Nothing worse than having like a Mercedes bonnet or someone with a big long nose sticking their nose out. Another dad with a pushchair that time. Right, okay, well, here we go. Asda van in the distance. Right, now I'm just hanging back here, deliberately hanging back. He should come through before I get there. He was very slow. I thought, oh, good, get a move on. Right, okay, well, anyway, here we go. Didn't want to wobble with everyone looking at me. So I'm going to keep to the left as I go past. It's really to get a view up the road, or in case the Asda man steps out round the back. It wouldn't be very nice to clump in, would it? And I think his family hunt you down, I should think. So we're going to go down to the end of the road. We have a roundabout. We're going to be turning left as an exit 1. And the dog, by the way, how long was that lead? And dogs go for bikes? I mean, really, mate. I mean, I'd keep it on a shorter lead if I was on a road like that. But not for me to say, is it? So anyway, I only have chihuahuas. So anyway, further down the road, roundabout, turning left, exit 1. As I get closer, I'm going to hang back. It's the hanging back technique. It's the whole clue to this. It's great fun. Clutch back to the bar, hard on both your brakes, just roll up to it and go, yeah, I'm going to go. Or, no, I'm not going to go. So we've got the shape of the curb, zebra crossing next. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Right, he's not going to run wide, is he? And this guy, is he doing a UE? I mean, he's nearly DPD, isn't he? I never heard of Prime. Right, onwards we go. I thought I'd done videos, actually. Right, so on we go. Riding up the road. And I thought that was a Rose's Chocolates picture on the board there. It wasn't. Now I've seen it again, but anyway, very disappointing. Got me all hungry at the time. Further up, we're going to come to a roundabout, turning left, exit 1. It's only just round a bend, and they've got a zebra crossing just before it as well. But once again, it's looking for changes of speed limit. We haven't actually seen any at all for ages, by the way. So that means you haven't seen any. It is the same speed limit. There's a warning sign for the zebra crossing to say, look, it's just round the bend, mate. And, you know, so I've looked, it's clear. I'm now following the curb because, I mean, crikey, I'm not intelligent, but if I know I'm turning left, I might as well follow the curb line. I can't go wrong, can I? Now I'm going to go with that. So out I go. As I exit, now let's look for round all signs. No, there's none at all. But it's warning you of a new zebra crossing. Actually, it's been there for 3 years. Well, it's new for some people. The sign's new anyway. Probably someone has some shares in the sign making company. Right, so onwards we go. And we're riding up the road, and now we can't really tell because I'm not really looking behind me. We've got this lovely Uber scootery thing right behind me, and I was thinking, go on in, go and overtake me. He didn't. He's just sat there like 4 feet behind in an overtaking position. But it's very irritating. So anyway, like coming up the road, zebra crossing, early vision, best decision. No one approaching left, no one approaching right. Quite happy to keep going with this one. Still got half an eye in the right mirror with this bloody scooter behind me. Looking up the road, potential hazards here. People pulling out the petrol station, out the station on the right. And invariably, if they do pull out, the oncoming cars swerve towards you. And that's an interesting one as well. Now, as we're approaching the end of the road, we're going to turn left at the mini roundabout. We've got a zebra crossing before, so I'm going to slow the video down. I want you to note the hazards. I mean, we've got loads of hazards. All right, so, okay, there's zebra crossings about now. That's when the scooter boy goes, yeah, I'm going to have you, son. And I slow down enough just to be have a good look. And then follow the curb. So it's look right. If you're happy, look where you're going. That is it. Now, this one is really interesting. Next mini roundabout, we're turning right as an exit 3. Now, this is only a mini roundabout, but it's a raised mini roundabout. Now, that's designed to be an optical illusion to make you do it slower. You do not have to go round the raised area. You go by the blob of paint. Otherwise, you're too close to the cars approaching on your left. Right, and that's like nuts, isn't it? Anyway, back to the moon because we're in Billericay. End of the road mini roundabout, we're going to turn left, then turn right at the second one. On the approach, well, we've done this before. As I get closer, I'm trying to guess this. I'm in about now, clutch in, hard on the brakes, kill the speed. That looks good. Going. Following the curb, next mini roundabout, signal's gone on. I'm going to clutch in, hard on the brakes, and make the bloody attempt to go round the paint. It's not hard, is it? We're only on a motorbike, for God's sake. Right, okay, steering away from the curb. Now, as we go down the road, the warning signs, we can see them, and they're a bit of a gradient and there's a bit of a bend. Well, I mean, it's still a bloody 30-mile-an-hour road, isn't it? So 30, even though it's downhill. So what can we do with that? Oh, we gain speed. Well, we can always go down a gear. You could find a gear like gear 4 or gear 3 sometimes, depending on the bike size, and that speed will hold back the speed for you, or that gear will hold back the speed without you having to use the brakes. If you slow down, you go up a gear. If you gain speed, you go down a gear again. Or if you just prefer, use your foot brake and wear it out quick. Anyway, end of the road, mini roundabout. We're going to turn left as an exit 1. It's laid out like a T-junction. It's the same principles. We're going to hang back. All right, so as I come on, signal's gone on. I'm now quite hard on the brakes. I don't particularly want to arrive as everyone else arrives, so I'm going. Zebra crossing next, that's the yellow boarded sign to make sure no one gets run over. And this is brilliant as well, so I've slowed it down. The car on the left now cannot see me. He's invisible because of that red car, so watch him. All right, he's hung back, he's good. Turning right at the mini roundabout, hanging back, slow, go. Touch the paint, steer away from the curb. Going to take the next turn in on the left, just after the zebra crossing. No one approaching the crossing. Now, I don't know what's around the corner. Could be a mum and a push here this time, couldn't it? So, slow enough, or parked car, that I can react to what I see. Now, as I turn, I've got a car coming up the road. I might as well just hang back and let him come through, save me having to stop. Don't know where it is. The soles of my boots, and they're quite expensive. So, anyway, going to be the next turn in on the right, 100 metres. It's a major to a minor right-hand turn. That does require the observation. Why? Because you might have an Uber scooter overtaking you. I've already had one. So, right, so the observation would have gone in. There we go. Now let's focus on the junction. Now, this is brilliant. Comes back on itself, parked cars. Slow. Look what you're turning into before you commit yourself. Now, I just want to take you through a series of junctions which are normally quite difficult for people. We're going to turn left at the end of the road. It's a bit of an offset T-junction, but we're turning left. Would I shoulder check? No, I don't think I would, but we're going to hang back. Now, I want you to note the Galaxy at the 11 o'clock. That's telling me it's got to be clear both ways. Clear right. Now, just look left as you are turning. At the end of the road, a T-junction, turning right. That's another offset one. So once again, I've got no rush. I can't see, you can't see at all. Let's clutch in hard on both the brakes, kill the speed, get your gear 1 if you have to. Good left, good right. Oh, that was nice. Steer away from the curb and I didn't even wobble. Right, that makes a change. As we come down the road, well, it's a Sunday, a bit of a shame. I should have done it during school time. But there's a school. I normally say, look, oh my God, this is a bus route. There's a bus route, so the road position dictated. And what the hell is around the bend? It has to be slow enough you can react to what you see. Now, that looks pretty good. Got the oncoming car, clutching, on the brakes, hang back, still rolling. He's going to go, I'm going. I've done the check in case there was an Uber scooter, of course. That's great for the meeting traffic both sides. High risk area, pedestrians, parked cars. I just want to think about it logically, logical. So road positioning, all right? The parked cars are all on the left. That's the danger, isn't it? That's where the kiddies are, all right? No one at the junction. Well, you're only going to get hit by a stray football on the right, so all the danger's on the left. I might as well stay to the right. I've got a lovely field of view ahead. If I clock a car, I'll move back over. This is looking great, isn't it? What do I open the junctions? Turning left at a mini roundabout. Right, okay, so once again, clutching, harden brakes, that'll do, going, look what you're turning into. Once again, a little bit interesting, a little while, cyclist whoosh, down he comes, he's like, no brakes, mate. Well, I wasn't there to see what happened at the bottom. Right, so onwards we go, and he's going to come through there, right, cool. Got the next one, I think, mate, really, you should be slowing down a bit more, so I slowed right way down anyway, split the difference. There's plenty of room there in actual fact. Now, going to go through a little sequence of roads again. It's the next turning on the right that's actually on a hill. I wasn't going to do this, but I've decided to because it's bloody really interesting. Now, there's the shoulder, it's out of the way. Forward vision, look what you're turning into. Look at the parked cars. Let's slow it down. Early vision, best decision. Now I'm going. And this is actually part of Billericay. And part of Billericay, well, I'll tell you, once you live here for a while, they either drive 4x4s or they drive white transit vans with ginger-haired drivers, right? So, or DPDs, right? So, okay. Now, this is going to become a country lane. Now, country lanes are wide enough for one car, all right? So, that means at the brow of the hill, in a second, look at that, road narrows, when it goes to national, well, I'll tell you what, mate, you'll definitely have to be from south of the river to speed up. So I'm going to keep the speed down, but I'm going to use positions 1 to number 6. I'm actually going right the way over to the right-hand side at the moment to see further up the road. That's the clue to it. In a little while, the car will be clocked. We move over to the left. That gave him early notice. We both reduce speeds and go through nicely. Back over to position 6. That helps the car way up the road spot me again. And once again, we can both reduce speeds and go through very comfortably. And I was thinking at the time, is he going to run out of battery? No, he's all right. Whoosh. He's probably trying to stay off his brakes or whatever, or do they recharge? Anyway, slowing the road. Why have they put that slow in the road? Well, they'd probably say, look, chances are there's going to be a DPD van coming again, or there might be a dog walker, or a horse rider, or a cyclist, or someone in a buggy, or someone just out for a nice walk. So it's got to be appropriate speeds, but also in a position you're working on the assumption there's someone not very bright coming the other way in a fast car, or bike, or even a motorbike. Anyway, that's someone's house. Lucky people, got their own post box. So the next turning on the left, just after the willow tree, same principles. Change the speed limit? No. National. Look as you turn. 40. Right, okay. Now, we've got a dotted line this time, so that technically makes it a country road, not country lane, a country road, which then means we're only allowed positions number 1 to number 3, all right? Country lanes, where it's only wide enough for one car, no one can overtake it, for example, position number 1 to number 6. There is a big difference, all right? So I'm actually taking up number 3 at the moment as I come down the road. Got quite a nice view. If I see a right bend, I move over to number 1. If I see a left bend, I move over to number 3. It's quite as simple as that. Further up, very poorly marked. Bearing in mind it's a country road, slowing the road, that's all we've got. This is one wicked sharp bend. Now, mate, I don't know if it's a tractor or a combine harvester, and they do make you scared. Right, no one there, right, whoosh, off we go again. Now, hard to see in the video, there was a pedestrian, well, not a pedestrian, a jogger, and he was like, are you pissed, mate? He was like all over the shop. And I actually, well, when I found where the horn was, beep, right, and I like sorting them out. He was like, oh yeah, right, sorry, mate, I'll ride normally, or run normally. And he was a pretty good boy, at least he could hear hearing anyway. Sometimes they've got the old earpods on and they can't, can they? So, right, he's just starting to move. Because of the right bend, position of safety, I'm over to the left, deliberately over to the left in case someone comes the other way. Once again, it's reading the road. I'm hanging back from the car for the sole reason is I can see further up the road. If I'm close to the car, I can't. So once again, I'm going to slow down the video. Look at the warning signs. There's our new speed limit, 30, all right? Kiddies, you know, appropriate for school. We've got a school, but there's no parked cars, etc., and, you know, you don't have to. Turning left at the end of the road. Now, he ain't going to be quick, is he? So already I've got no one behind me. I'm already going on the brakes, and I'm just clutching in and hanging back. And I'm thinking about dinner time again, because that's what I like doing. Then I can stay tidy with the curb. And I've got a car coming, so I'll just stop. And I've got 3 coming. Now, what's interesting, I've looked to the right, that is 15 seconds. Now, just look to the left, you've got 15 seconds to turn. That allows you to be studying the zebra crossing or the junction on the right. Is he going to run wide? Is he going to pull out and make that car swerve? You're always expecting. Now, we've actually had 12 people come down now this stretch of road thinking, oh my God, what's the speed limit? And they'll power up because of the field on the left. Like, oh my God, common sense. Street lights, houses, 30. Have we seen any other signs since that school one? No. 30, 30, all right? And it remains 30 until you physically see something otherwise. So, quarter of a mile, we shall be taking a right-hand turn, which is a major to minor on a left-hand bend. One of my favourites because they're quite hard to do, by the way. So there's our nationals. So at the time, I'd love to go like whooshing off I went, but I'm going to show you. And I kept there because of that car overgoes the pedestrian there. But yeah, these guys are doing like 31, 32. It's like, yeah, well, I'm doing about 85 to the gallon at the moment, so I was quite happy. Turning right, we do need the shoulder check on the approach. I really don't know what's overtaken. It could be a Tesla, couldn't it? They tend to race bikes. So I'm going to do the observation. There's no one there. On goes a signal, holding the position 3. And what's interesting with this one, follow the white line, go through the hatchings. That gets you out of the way of anyone behind you that's carrying on down the road. And should we have to stop and wait, you stop 1 metre before this painted arrow starts. That is the shape of the curb. Now, as we turn, let's look for round order signs. Wallop, 40. Right, the big wallop. Slowed it down again because of those extra warning signs. And this one will be a little bit edited as we go down. It's a bit dull and boring. Now, local lad anyway. Bit of an S-bend, nothing too much to worry about. But go to car parks. Who's pulling out the car park? So it's appropriate. Don't do the 40 going around the bends. Speeds you can react to what you see, of course. It's only to do with the distance. Now, this is Barleylands on the right, on the left, sorry. Now, believe it or not, they all turn in this car park. Where's the first place they go when they've got cataracts or their first appointment? Yeah, it's here. So anyone pulling out could have cataracts. Nice one. Right, so, okay, so 37 on the speedo. Still in a 40. Got big gap between me and the vehicle in front. Quite happy about that. I actually got no one behind me, by the way. It's going to go to a national. Well, for the purposes of the test, I do have to demonstrate it's not a 40 anymore, only if I can, of course. So I'll make sure no one's overtaken, then I'll power up. End of the road is a mini roundabout. We're going to turn right. It's the same principle. As we want to get in the habit. Look for round order signs on the approach. All right, so I've done the observation. I mean, there's no one there. I'm now hanging back because they ain't quick, are they? They ain't going to be quick. So can you see the 30 sign on the right? There's also one on the left. So that means if you turn left, it's a 30. If you turn right, it's a 30. Right, wicked. Right, so he's going to go any position to make it easy. And, mate, I will touch the paint. The BMW on the left, I thought you actually stopped me, mate, but he was. Anyway, off he goes, and up the road I go. So street lights, houses, that confirms if you're in any doubt at all, it is common sense time. Now, as we approach the mini roundabout, once again, just think, no round order signs apart from the blue one, same speed limit. As you exit, look for round order signs. I've hung back until I'm absolutely certain that the cars behind are going straight on. Happy with that. And we're going to turn right in 200 metres, which is on the left bend. So, here we go. Shoulder check is early. It's done. Get ourselves into the hatchings. That allows the cars behind to undertake. Should you ever have to stop and wait, you stop earlier than what you normally do in a car. So can you see the centre line of the road I'm turning into? That's about like 10 feet short. And that allows me forward vision. He let me across there. I was a bit annoyed with that. So please don't do that. But anyway, parked cars in the distance is going to be early vision, best decision. I've moved out to get in his mirror anyway. He's probably going, oh my God, there's a motorbike overtaking me. Because they do seem to panic sometimes, drive up the curb for you. Next turn in on the left. Pretty undramatic with this, to be honest. Parked cars around the corner, are there? Yes, there is. Right, so it's just slow, and if you can see what's coming up the road, it's actually a two-way road. I haven't seen any changes of speed limit yet either, have we? Right, so still a 30, all right. Now, we're going to go down to the end of the road. There's a roundabout. We're going to turn left, exit 1, and then it's one of the independent rides. So you're going to follow signs for the A127 as an exit 2, all right? Now, some of our people do need shooting. Now, there's a one-way road, it's all right. There's the arrow, so turn left, pretty straightforward. I'm going to slow the video right the way down. I'm hanging back at the moment. I don't want to arrive as the white car arrives. But, mate, it's painted in the road. Look, 127. So the right lane says Basildon, doesn't it? So if you go in the right lane, you're going to foul, aren't you? Right, well, you don't. You go towards Basildon instead, going straight on for the 127 does. Change the speed limit to 40. And can you see the way I'm just hanging back? And, like, car at the front, is he going to go? He's going to go in a minute, and right, he's going. Right, White one, yeah, he's going to go, oh, got a dodgy electric one coming round, going to hang back, but now I'm going, out I go. Now, it's an exit 2, I'm now going to signal left, and you want to watch the blue car on the left. Is he stopping yet? Who's overtaking you? No one. There's our 50, change of speed limit, right? Cool. Now, notice my road position. You'd want to practice this. It is absolutely wicked, by the way. The slip road is your aircraft carrier. By keeping to the left makes it obvious to people you're not forcing yourself on. You can see more in your right mirror. And the longer you stay in it, is the gap in front and the gap behind. Gap in front, look backwards, forwards. Gap in front, gap behind. That gap is always going to be there. They're not just going to shut the gap because you haven't joined, by the way. It's confirming it's 50. Now, we're going to edit this one as we go forward. We do make a left-hand turn 1/4 of a mile. It does have a filter lane, and I just want to point out a couple of things with this. The filter lane is your aircraft carrier. I haven't slowed down. Get in it early. Stay left. It keeps you further away from people overtaking, and this is really for benefit of some of our people. As you turn, look for round signs, and you go, yeah, some geezer turn the sign. It's a 40 road, all right? Why they turned it, I don't know. It's off a game, isn't it? So here we go, country road. I certainly ain't got 40 on the clock, even if I could. I'm really not being funny, but so we got the little entrances for the houses. I mean, who do you know? A Merc bonnet? Oh, Jesus Christ, when you jump out your skin. So you're looking for the Merc bonnets. This geezer's like painfully slow. He's like, yeah, right, running out of battery, mate. Right, slowing the road, what's that? And here we come, biggest waste of money ever. I mean, really? Did they need to put the 40 sign there? Really? I've only got the 30s there. Be nice if they had a countdown marker. Now, we have the junction on the left coming up. They can't see you, so look for them, give them space. You can see the geezers approaching anyway. And once again, if you're in any doubt about the speed limit, which was a 30, wasn't it? Because that was the last one. Street lights, even though they're on the telegraph pole, and houses. Now, interesting fact here, I won't go through the normal boring routine. Is he going to run wide? No. Warning triangles in order top to bottom. Mindful of the junction on the right. Then there's an S-bend. Then the road's going to go narrow, and we can add to it that nurseries have car parks with people pulling out, and it could be a bus route, and the highway code says keep left on right-hand bends, and I'm also checking my mirrors in case I've got an Uber scooter behind me. At the end of the road at T-junction, we're going to turn right, so what we're looking for, round order signs. That's top of your list. Once you're happy there aren't any, that's the same speed limit, then focus on the junction. On this occasion, I'm hanging back because of the vehicles. Well, there's 40s, so it's a 40 road. Now, I'm going to clutch in hard on both the brakes, kill the speed, good right, good left, going, steering away from the curb. And we actually then turn left into the units. And once again, I've stayed over to the left curb. I'm certainly not going to run wide because I can't tell if there's a lorry coming out. And with the speed bumps, some of you ever go over them on your bike, just put in your clutch halfway. It doesn't matter what gear you're in, it's just smooth, isn't it? And that's what you do in your car. So you mustn't overthink things, do what you do, and that's the whole knack to it. And once again, even with our guys, I missed this one out. I mean, some people don't pay attention. You could go over the double speed bump if you want, and that really does sort out your bladder. And once again, danger anywhere from a industrial estate, and there's some of our guys anyway just getting back. And I'll just park up next, and we'll produce another video more of some test routes where we've had lots of dodginess over the years. Thank you.